Hello and welcome to Let's Chat with Nevada County Media. My name is Jed Dixon. Our sponsor today is River Valley Community Bank. So thank you, River Valley Community Bank, for all that you give us. And our guest today, Mr. Ken Teichmann of Solace Graphics. Ken, why don't you tell us a little bit about your business and what brings you here to Let's Chat?
Well, Solace Graphics is a business that makes, fabricates, installs, and designs signage for Nevada County, Grass Valley, and Nevada City. And one of my clients is Nevada County Media. And so in the process of doing that, my partner filmed a couple of short movies here. Sarah Kidder and a couple other ones. Okay. And so I've got a connection to Nevada County Media.
Well, we're so glad to have you.
They offered me the ability to tell the story of Solace Graphics, so here I am to talk about it.
Yeah, please tell us a story, where the name came from, what you do on a day-to-day business, your projects, anything you like.
Well, in day-to-day business, I have clients that are usually business people. Sometimes there's city and municipalities that need changes, but mainly business people that want to tell their story to the public in a quick and concise way, i.e. a sign, tell that story, get the message out. And sometimes when I reach out to them or they reach out to me, they have the artwork already presented. And I say, great, okay, I can make your sign. They get dimensions. We look at the building specifications for the allowances, the size it needs to be and where it can be put on the building, and the sign goes up. Sometimes they don't have anything. We start from scratch. And I get their ideas, their color motif, the business idea, and I create an illustration, and I apply that illustration to building the sign.
So you can really go from soup to nuts, have a conversation, what is your business ethos, what do you want to impact the community, and then it comes together and you build it all.
Absolutely, yes.
Incredible.
So I started out many years ago pinstriping cars down in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then when I was like 40 years ago. And so I studied with some good people that knew how to do it really well at Barris Custom Industries. They're the ones that built the Batmobile and various other type of...
The 60s Batmobile?
The 60s Batmobile,
oh,
yeah.
That's good for your resume.
And George Barris was an amazing creator of art cars before they were art cars. They were all the fad for the theater, for the movies. And there was a pinstriper there named Von Dutch, and he was a very famous pinstriper. So I got to learn how to do that process with them. And in that process, years later on Lancashire Boulevard across from Universal Studios, I opened up a window tinting shop.
Okay.
Where I put window tint on all kinds of cars for all kinds of dealerships, and I did work for the studios. I mean, the Knight Rider car, I put the window tinting on that.
I believe the Knight Rider car has a name.
It's Kit.
Kit. And
Kit was happy to get it. There's a couple of different kits. One was the jumping kit, which was a Corvair, and then there was all different versions of a Firebird body put on that. And Ruman Pontiac was right next door to me, and that was the Pontiac dealer that just supplied them all their cars. So that's kind of all that went together.
Window tinting?
Window tinting, yes. So I found out that window tinting was a process that was all hand cut on cars. And then there was this machine that was available, could suck down the window film on a flat table, and an electronic arm would go across it and cut it and plot out the shapes of the windows.
Done and done.
I figured, what a great idea, I'm gonna buy one. So I bought one for the shop, didn't work. It didn't work because when you're building a car with window tinting, gaps are really important, okay? And sometimes the rubber doesn't set quite the same, and the machine is exact.
Right.
But that was my first entrance into the sign business, is that a machine would cut or fabricate the art pieces that were signage. And then I thought about that. Later on, when I moved out of Los Angeles, I came up here and I was creating signage using window tinting, and I was hand cutting in a pattern on the glass, and I'd pull off the window tinting so you could see through. And that process was...
That's so poetic. See through.
You could see through the window.
See through your whole career.
That's right. Or people could see in and see a new, like a stained glass experience. There was a company in Australia that is the largest window tinting company down there, and it's called Solace window tinting.
Okay.
And that's where I got the name from. A friend of mine was an excellent designer of window tinting components like squeegees and things.
Yeah.
And he told me about it, and we talked about it, and I opened my company, Solace Graphics. And then the signs metamorphed into a combination of wood paint, window tint, and vinyls, and then digital vinyls to apply the message for the customers. And that's what I do today.
I was wondering, you're going off on a tangent about these cars. Very, very interesting. But like, are we going to bring this back? But that's how you got the name.
That's how I got
Solace.
the name. That's how I got the name. And you know, I do wraps on vehicles occasionally, and my recent wrap was for that I did was on a transformer for the McKnight Center, and they wanted to put miners around this ugly green transformer.
Okay.
So I wrapped the ugly green transformer with a picture of old miners and miners' hats and stuff.
Nice,
You'll
nice.
see that over at McKnight's Crossing.
Oh, so your influence is all over town, kind of peppered over. And you said you worked with Colfax and Loomis. What other local?
There's been, you know, there's new developments like across from the fairgrounds. I've built all the signs for the Grass Valley RV Resort.
That's a brand new, and it's getting rave reviews ever since. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a really fabulous place.
Yeah.
They spent over $15 million building
it was an empty lot for so long. Great for parking, but
Yes.
I'm not sure what else.
So hundreds of signs I've built for them in the past month.
Very cool.
It's all
very
in
cool.
there. And
was that a time when you helped design the logo, or was that was simply taking what they had and creating those
they
signs?
provided me with some basics, and I got involved with the basic traffic flow. Because in a park like that, you need to know which way everything's going and which signs to use to direct everybody.
Good point.
So I designed a traffic flow for the park, and then I presented it to them. They accepted it. Then I laid out all the signs that went in all the directions to where that would go. And then there was a conversation about what the brand should be on the front, what the design would be.
Right.
So I worked with them to develop the brand design of the stainless steel letters that go on a big rusty steel plate, and that was part of that design. And all of that was cut by Alpine Engineering, an excellent firm here in Grass Valley.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, so I got to work with a lot of really cool people. I'm still working with them, and we're still doing things for, I mean, last week I did design for the laundry room. Now I'm going to make one for the swimming pool that's real custom. So we're, you know, it never ends, it seems to be over there.
So logo design, which is it's really big on the internet right now, redesigning logos and saying, oh, well, let's make them more minimal, or let's really tell a story with this logo.
Right.
I watch, TikToks or reels with like different logo designs, and that's something that you do a bit of.
Yes, we're in the process of rebranding the city of Loomis.
Oh, very cool.
And most of the cities.
Can I ask you what the process is? I mean,
well,
what do they want incorporated into this, and what are you thinking?
Well, in the town, they have the old school farmers and people that live there to retire.
Good.
And they want everything to stay the same. And everything, you know, in most of these small towns is a circular logo with a bunch of designs in there that date back in the history of their town.
Yeah, and they don't necessarily size up or down that way.
You know, it's a faster paced world today, and you need to have a brand that you can see right away. That's the word Loomis.
Yep.
So we got together with the Chamber of Commerce and met with them in several different meetings on designs. We submitted a series of different designs to them, and they're currently in the process of presenting it at the right time. And right now is a very contentious time in our government.
Sure.
So now is not the time to bring up contentious issues. So after this election takes place, I'm sure they'll bring up the brand and get it in place. And once that happens, then more artwork will go up. I also built a monument sign at the corner of Sierra College and Taylor, which looks like an old fruit stand. And that's the kind of look that they want. And it has the brand text on there made out of plasma cut steel, and it's against a white. It's against a white board, like fence post boards, and it's there with a corrugated roof for like a fruit stand on it. So,
oh, fantastic! Is that in town or is that in Rockland?
No, it's at the intersection. It's installed at the intersection of Sierra College and Taylor.
Okay, because there's a couple Sierra colleges. I just wanted to see if it was a local.
Yeah, it's right there in Loomis, and there was
in Loomis, obviously.
It's in Loomis. There's a process of going through design concepts of how many different fruit stands, and you know, currently I'm going to put electrical to it, and it doesn't. Originally, the design was to put solar panels on there, and when the sign was built and I showed them what the solar panels, they go, oh, fruit stands can't have solar panels. So now we're going to do a line that goes directly to the intersection where the power is, and that's a project we're working on also.
Well, it sounds like you really get to exercise the artist in you, and you've really kind of cracked the code. You get to have that artistic impact and that creative, you know, what is this going to be, as well as really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, and boom, here's your product.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Well, it keeps it interesting every day. It's not, building widgets in a square box all day long, you know.
That's true.
So
it's very project by project.
It's project
you get
by
to interact
project.
with people, and when it's done, it's like, I'm sure you develop a relationship with them, and you said it was very referral based. Your business was very referral based.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like a lot of people, I talk to, they say, well, you did this for so and so, and would you do this for me? And that's kind of how it goes. And then I talk to people. I mean, I'm pretty much as busy as I want to be right now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's reached that critical point of where I just don't talk about it much, and people find me anyway, no matter where I hide. You know?
Yeah, like I'm good.
But I try to bring as much energy as I can to each project, and so I'm not like, you know, laissez-faire, leaning back. Anyway, I love my work, and I'm happy to do it here for Nevada County.
It sounds so interesting and really impactful for the community. We at Let's Chat are very into the community and what we can do to give back and create with them. So it sounds like you're doing that in a very real and impactful way every day. So I just want to say thank you. I can't wait to go out and check out these signs, see what the new logo for Colfax looks like. Is that logo?
Yeah, it's a
logo for Colfax.
They call
or
it
the sign.
It's a logo, but that would be more product oriented. So it's a brand mark for the city.
Brand mark for the city. I'm very interested to see.
It's basically the word Colfax and a rounded corner rectangle. You just look at the Colfax sign, and that's what the logo looks like, and it's everywhere. They got it on the digital billboards that are on the freeway, where millions of people go by every day.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And you started off as a pinstriper in SoCal.
That's how I started out, yes.
Is that where you take the paintbrush and go right along the line?
Yes. And
really
then,
specific and precise.
And then when you tell the car dealers the price of that, they just about fall over. And so then they say...
it's probably gone up since the 60s, just a little bit.
So then I got into vinyl tape and putting tape on all the cars. It was very popular to do all the cars. And then I figured out, well, you know, I want to get more dealerships because they're giving me a lot of work. And I figured out how to put the Trans Am bird on the hood of the Trans Ams. And all the body shops were afraid to do it because this thing's $200, and they ruin it, and they make it ugly, and the customer doesn't want it. So I guaranteed I'd put it on perfect, and I was doing that for every Pontiac dealer in Southern California, around Los Angeles for a while. I had trucks running around doing all that kind of stuff. It was pretty crazy.
What a legacy.
Yeah.
And of course, you've got the impact on the RV park that's over by the campgrounds over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. Well, so there's plenty of places where people can go out and see your art.
Yes.
And see, your graphic design from Solace Graphics. But the question we always like to ask near the end of the interview is, how can we help you? How can we help you get your word out there? It doesn't sound like you need any work, but what can we do to make your day more fulfilling?
Well, I look to find challenging projects that really stretch my abilities to get things to where it's, you know, an extraordinary work, just okay, instead of an okay sign. So as many people as I can contact, I can sort of sort out to see, you know, how I can get that to happen. So I look at it and I go, wow, I really felt that was cool. You know, I really get excited after all these years of doing it. I really try to find exciting projects.
Do you have an apprentice out there, someone that you're working with that's going to possibly take over later on? Do you have any succession planning? Or how many employees do you have?
I have a Frenchie named Phoebe, and she pretty much runs the deal.
But she lacks the opposable thumbs. It's hard to do.
No, but she's got a lot of personality, so that helps a lot. But not right at this time, no.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Ken, that was very interesting. Starting with the Batmobile all the way through, you have led quite a life, and thank you so much for what you do for our community.
My pleasure.
And thank you for joining us today. Let's chat. All right.
Thank you.
Folks, my name is Jed Dixon. I want to thank you all for joining us, and hope you come on by. Come on back to Let's Chat. Cheers.
Cheers.